you guys. Okay, I just stumbled across this. I hope he doesn't drop any F-bombs, because every time he drops F-bombs, he filters them with like a fart sound. I like his commentary, but I hate the way he censors himself. I hate that so much. But this is in regards to Adam Schiff's district, because he's running for U.S. Senate right now. And I'll tell you straight up, I've already been told by my my local activists that there is a progressive running in this race who has been in state assembly. There is a good candidate to replace Adam Schiff in his district. And here we go. Oh, I can't even, you guys.
So I don't know if you all watched Boy Meets World growing up, as I did, since I am very, very old. But I watched it, and it was okay. It was more of a mid-show.
By the way, what's hilarious about this is he's like, I'm really old, so I've watched this. I'm really older, and so I didn't watch it because I wasn't watching this kind of bullshit when it was on. I saw like just a couple episodes here and there, but like it was in that space when I was too old to watch bullshit like that, because I was doing things on Friday night, but I hadn't quite reached the age of having my son yet. This is some bullshit.
Like when I tuned in to TGIF every Friday night, it wasn't my favorite show. I much preferred Family Matters, Step by Step, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But this is one that I watched, and
they were all bad. Come on, they were all bad. It's not like the like 83, 84 lineup of Cosby Show, Family Tie. Yeah, it was Family Ties, Cheers, and Night Court. Definitely, it was not that kind of lineup. It was not the kind of lineup where you had like Friends, Mad About You, and whatever the Caroline in the City. There was 4 New York shows, which was weird. They were all based in New York, right? And they had that blackout. They all had blackout episodes where like there was a New York blackout, and so all of them. All right, I digress.
Cory from Boy Meets World, I don't know his real name. He's running for Congress now. So he went on CNN to talk about his campaign, and I just have to point out that it's insufferable to watch celebrities run for Congress, because they're getting attention that like normal people would not get had they decided to run for Congress. Like, I brought on dozens, maybe over 100 political candidates who are running for office on my show, and they all struggle to get any attention whatsoever by the mainstream media. But this dude, because...
Yeah, seriously, there is an actual serious progressive candidate running in that race right now. I just can't remember her name because Adam Schiff's district is up in LA, and so I'm not paying that much attention to it. But I've gotten phone calls. I've gotten phone calls from my activists that are very concerned that with having Barbara Lee, Katie Porter, and Adam Schiff running, what's going to happen to those districts? How is the vacuum going to work, right? And if you got this knucklehead running and he is immediately getting interviewed by Jake Tapper, come on, Jake. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Are you going to invite the other candidate on?
He was on Boy Meets World, he automatically gets a CNN interview. It's really frustrating, right? Because Congress is supposed to be a body representative of normal working class people. I get it, it's a joke, right? We're talking 2023 America here. But in theory, that's the way that it's supposed to function. But like, you can't get a fair shake if you're just a normal person. But if you're some dude who was on Boy Meets World 50 years ago, all right, come on, we'll let you share why you're running for Congress. And I watched part of this. I just get this.
It wasn't 50 years ago. It was in the 90s, right? It was in the 90s. Because I was too old to watch it. Let's be real. It was in the 90s. That's not 50 years ago. That's about 30 years ago. You're not even fucking 50. Give me a break.
Sense that this dude is very milquetoast, right? I pulled up his website, so we're going to look over what he stands for in a moment here. But there's nothing special about him that warrants this coverage of his campaign at the national level compared to any other candidate. He's just getting brought on because he's Topanga's boyfriend.
Right.
And just like his character on the hit 90s sitcom Boy Meets World, actor Ben Savage is seeking a new role in the world of politics, running as a Democrat to become a member of Congress for the California seat currently held by Congressman Adam Schiff, who's making a run for the Senate. Ben Savage joins me now. Hey, Ben, thanks for joining us. Being an actor in Hollywood seems like it'd be a lot more fun than being a congressman. Why would you want to do this?
Thanks for having me, Jake.
Well, Jake, I haven't had a job in quite some time, and I'm bored, so that's why.
Gary Coleman did this too. He tried to run for governor when Gray Davis got recalled, and at the time he was like a mall cop. I don't know if he's still alive though. I feel sad for that. Like, I mean, it's kind of cute when people try and throw their name in the hat, but Gary Coleman didn't get coverage like this. Neither did Roseanne Barr. She ran too. She fucking ran too.
Running because I think we need new and positive leadership in D.C. I grew up in a home that was very passionate about politics. President Kennedy was revered in my household. We were always taught to stand.
This reminds me of that scene from The Office where Andy Bernard thinks that his family is related to Michelle Obama, and his girlfriend Erin at the time is like, oh my God, what if she asks me, what's your stance on politics? What am I going to say? Or what's your thoughts on politics or something like that? It's very generic, very broad.
For our country and our community. And I want to see that in Washington, D.C. I want to see positive, optimistic leaders who are there to fix things, get things done, and do some good in Washington.
Wow.
What things?
That convinces me.
Right?
I want to go to D.C. and do good things. Oh, fuck, finally! Where have you been? Why hasn't somebody decided to...
Oh, and by the way, I mean, like, if we're talking about, like, what this district is, it's everything from, like, East Hollywood out to past... I think it goes past Pasadena slightly, and it goes up into Burbank, right? Based on the redistricting. So this is it's the east. It's not East LA, but it's like the east side of LA. I always get corrected on that point because it includes like Atwater Village and stuff. So this is it's an area of poverty and affluence. It covers both, right? But it is a very deep blue. It's a safe blue district. It's going to go blue, but to have this clown try, like, they've elected people like Hugo Soto Martinez. They've elected people like Kenneth Mejia. They have elected some pretty progressive people. And so to give this guy a leg up with a CNN interview is fucking ridiculous because he is absolutely not representative of that district. I walked that district so hard. I got bit by the dog in that district. I got bit by that I think it's a Mastiff. That's what it looked like, but I don't know what kind of breed it was. I'm suffering a permanent disability, permanent nerve damage from walking in that particular district.
Go to D.C. on the platform of doing good things. I just feel like, look, he seems like a perfectly nice guy. You've got to have some better reason than that, right? Because right now it just seems like you're bored. That's it. Yeah, so far he said nothing. Exactly. Artillery has nailed it there. He said nothing. Best platform ever. I'm for good things and against bad things. Ugh, standing ovation, sir.
Right.
This isn't your first run for political office. Last year you ran and lost a race for the West Hollywood City Council. What did you learn from that experience?
Oh my, it goes all the way to West Hollywood, or is he carpetbagging? That's interesting. As far as I know, we actually had, this was towards the end of my actual working on the campaign because like I was too injured to continue. But towards the end of it, I know that we were flyering for a candidate, I want to say state assembly, maybe in the West Hollywood region, who I think she had formerly been on maybe city council or something. And my friend, in air quotes, had told me that he had a particular problem with her, but he has problems with everybody. So, like, I don't think that's so much of a big deal. But there was somebody we were flyering for that was in that area, and it sounds like maybe he lost to her.
Why do you think this campaign will be any different?
That was a wonderful experience for me. It was my first time running for office, so I certainly learned a lot. But West Hollywood's a very passionate community. I had a great time, and I think I want to bring my message of positivity and bringing people together to Washington.
Wow, a message of positivity and bringing people together in Washington. That's going to work really well. That's going to work so fucking...
So what, does Cory live in Larchmont? Is that where he's from? Like where is he from in the district? Because he ran in West Hollywood, right? So I think he would have to be somewhere over in that area to actually run unless he's carpetbagging. So the district, I guess, extends that far out. I know Adam Schiff's office was somewhere on the east side of Hollywood because my co-team lead wanted me to go look at the office when we were canvassing one night.
Great. Hi, I'm Ben Savage. You may remember me from Boy Meets World. I was Topanga's boyfriend. The Republican immediately starts shitting themselves and foaming at the mouth and spits in his face.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, see? Ooh, that wasn't very great. But, I do believe that we can work together, and this is the beginning of a very fruitful relationship. He's so naive. This really does seem to me that, like, mental-wise, like, he's still in that Cory mindset. Like, he has the mentality of a 12-year-old, or however old Cory was when the show ended. This is just very stupid. You're bringing positivity to D.C. I don't know what that means. From a policy...
Well, and I can tell you, as a canvas team lead, that the people that I talk to in his district are far more intelligent than he's giving them credit for. These are very smart people who had in-depth political conversations with me while I was talking to them.
Standpoint, what does positivity look like? Because it sounds like you're running for school president, and this isn't what you would expect from a political campaign.
Win that race, and you'll win this one.
You know, that was my first time running, and I was a little new to the political scene in D.C. In West Hollywood. And I think I want to kind of bring my message to a larger audience and see how well we can do. But we're very excited. We've gotten a very positive reception, and I think people are very enthusiastic about having some new, fresh leadership.
We've gotten a positive reception, the reception being, hey.
Oh my God, I'm totally going to be calling people on this one today and trying to figure out where LACDP is going to land on this one, because that's fucking crazy that this clown is running. Wow.
Aren't you Cory from Boy Meets World?
Right.
So I was thoroughly unimpressed by this 2-minute clip that we've seen. To be fair, it was more like 1 minute 30 seconds since we couldn't watch the first part of it because that featured copyrighted content. But let's look at his platform here. I feel like I'm being a little bit too...
I'm very curious about that. Like, how can you tell? Because, like, I get dinged for that shit all the time. How do you know what's copyrighted versus what isn't copyrighted? Like, because I would like to be able to cover, political topics, and part of the time, like, for instance, I covered a segment where I included some stuff from the Seth Meyers, and my video was pulled down because NBC Universal had copyrighted it, but to me it seemed like it was fair use because I was just covering the material. It wasn't like, I mean, I'm so confused about this bullshit.
Harsh, but everything about him screams mediocrity.
Yeah.
But let's see his priorities. So I support a robust public safety presence to keep the community safe and vibrant. Okay, let's pause right here. Cory, this is the first thing that we see when we go to your priorities page. And your very, very first priority is more cops.
Oh no.
Are you fucking kidding me, Cory?
Wow.
More cops. That's the number one thing that you want all of us to see. Strike number one. Affordable housing. Okay? That's good. Okay. It's an issue worthy of our time and requires innovative thinking towards presenting realistic solutions. I'm in favor of build while being mindful of the effects of growth on our communities, infrastructure, environment, and traffic.
No. They have an overdevelopment problem in that district. No. They have already overbuilt and they can't fill the units. I got assigned a precinct in Glendale in which I could not get into a single building because it was a ghost town. There was no people around. And every single elevator required like a key card access. So like I couldn't get into any of those goddamn buildings to actually knock on the doors because they got a ton of fucking money out of Trump's stimulus at the very beginning of the pandemic. They got a ton of money to build, but there was no incentive to actually rent it out to make it affordable. And so they sit empty. And that's why a lot of progressives at this point are lobbying city councils to put in taxes for landlords who don't rent out their buildings because they have a huge homeless problem in that district. Huge homeless problem in that district. But they have overpriced the units so severely that nobody can fucking live in those units. And so they got the money from the government, so they're happy because they got fucking paid to build all this bullshit up. They're happy about it. They got their money, and so they don't care what happens next because they're the developers. All they had to do was build it. This is a disaster. Don't build. If you've ever looked at that district, it's already highly dense housing. But it's so overpriced that people can't live there. That's fucking amazing to me. Build. This kid is he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I mean, we're already building. There's a fuck ton of empty houses. I mean, okay, let me get to the solutions before I shit on this. He is an advocate for renters' rights, protections for tenants, and affordable options for our most vulnerable. Great. But if you really want to make housing affordable, then why not offer a public option? So that way, if these private companies don't care about giving people places to live and profit is their number one priority, why not make them compete with the government? Create affordable public housing.
One of the petitions we were circulating in that district was had a clause in it that would have turned vacant motels into homeless shelters. We were trying to tackle the development problem. That was one of the petitions we were circulating. This makes me so sad that I got injured, that I couldn't finish what I started. We were facing really severe safety risks every day to get those signatures. And we had to go by the freeways and the homeless encampments every day and put ourselves at risk every day. It is so sad to see privileged people try and take advantage of situations. We tried so hard. And as far as I know, as far as I was told, every one of the petitions that I personally circulated and that I trained other people to circulate got enough signatures to get on the ballot. And then from there, they decided whether or not they wanted to use them as bargaining tools with the city council or actually put them on the ballot. And I think they were all used as bargaining tools, as far as I know.
Proposing that people can rent in lieu of private housing. Why do they have to go to the market for that? If you really care about housing, then why isn't that an option? Protect organized labor. Okay, that's good. He supports unions. Reinvigorate our economy. Encourage entrepreneurship by making it simpler to start and run a small business. What does that mean? Tax cuts? A lot of this is very LARPy to me. Like, it feels like he's a high school student who's doing this for his final project. Education. Universal free school meals. Great. They already have that in California. Yeah. Maybe nationally, free universal pre-K, free community college. Okay, this is where I'm going to give you another strike. Free community college. Just say free college. All public colleges should be tuition free. Why can't we go that extra step?
Right.
Why can't you do that? See, this is where I get irritated by these milquetoast Democrats who propose a lot of nibbling around the edges, a lot of incrementalist reforms, but never full-throated reforms that would address the root causes of the issues that they talk about. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole Cal State system, the UC system, these things all used to be free. My grandmother earned a degree in education for free from UCLA. My parents went to private school. They went to Immaculate Heart, and tuition was $500. Tuition was $500.
We must restore trust in government. We must restore civility. Oh, I'm fucking getting wet. Talk about civility and whew, that's fucking, nothing I want to hear more than fucking civility at a time when fascism is coming to the country. Bring back mutual respect amongst neighbors, regardless of political affiliation. Okay, strike three, you're out.
Yeah.
Just with this nonsense right here, you are so naive.
Yeah, seriously, like everybody in my political network, stop telling me that we have to reach across the aisle and have a red-brown alliance. That's some fucking bullshit.
To think that Republicans aren't going to shit down your throat the second you arrive in Congress. That tells me right there alone that you don't know what the fuck you're getting yourself into, okay? They don't give a fuck about your civility or decorum or respectful demeanor to them. They don't care about that. What their goal is to do.
Well, on the plus side, Mike, I mean, I did walk like every precinct, almost every precinct in the district that we're talking about. And the majority of people I talk to are politically informed and don't buy into this kind of bullshit. Okay? They expect smarter politicians than this. So I think it's unlikely. I'd be very surprised if he was actually to win the district. He will have more money, right? So he's going to have more mailers. But how the hell is he going to get canvassers? Like, who the hell is going to want to work for him? I'd be really surprised if he got any LA canvassers, because like I know a lot of them at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Is to deliver for their donors and simultaneously inflict as much pain as possible on the American people. And on top of that, there is a majority of Democrats who want to do the same fucking thing, albeit in a more polite fashion. So for you saying, I'm going to get to Congress and we're going to sing Kumbaya and hold hands, that tells me that you are so naive that the thought of you running for Congress is fucking insane to me.
Wow.
Healthcare. Affordable healthcare. Oh, that's a great word. affordable healthcare. Let's hear what the fucking probably millionaire child actor thinks is affordable.
Right.
But as your congressman, I will support and advocate for a functional universal healthcare system that works and is held accountable with checks and balances. Okay, what does that mean, though? A functional universal healthcare system, and it's held accountable with checks and balances. What in the fuck does that even mean? I can't even begin to fathom what point he's trying to make here. And let's be very clear. When he says universal healthcare system, this doesn't mean what it used to mean. This doesn't mean healthcare should be free at the point of service. Otherwise, he would have said specifically he supports Medicare for all. But
no, this means the Mitt Romney plan.
Universal can mean, universal in the sense that we lower the cost so much that everyone can get it, and it's effectively universal. It's basically a weasel word, right? You know how Kyle Kalinske always talks about weasel words? This is one of the main weasel words right here, okay? And as...
Well, weasel words is a term that is generally used in proposal writing. And marketing, right? Weasel words are words that are throwaway. They don't mean anything. It's just trying to evoke an emotion, because you cannot make a buying decision without having some sort of emotion connected to it. That's like the theory behind it. And it's just some bullshit. It doesn't mean anything.
As a member of Congress, he would do these things. So, in other words, not do Medicare for all. If I go to your healthcare section and I don't see Medicare for all, strike 1, 2, and 3, you're out. If you don't support Medicare for all, then you think it's appropriate for thousands of Americans every single year to die. Maybe you don't think it's appropriate, but you think that it's acceptable, right? And if you don't support Medicare for all, I don't support you. Go fuck yourself, Cory.
Yeah.
Women's rights, codify Roe v. Wade. Okay, great. Environmental protection. Support environmental regulations that keep us safe, clean, and prosperous. Okay, great. Oppose offshore drilling. Okay, that's good. Embracing diversity, expanding equality. He's a proud ally to the LGBTQ plus community. Awesome. And gun violence. When is enough enough? Ban weapons of war. So, listen. Overall, this platform is extremely unimpressive.
Right.
I mean, you talk about bringing new faces, new leadership to Congress, but this is the same fucking things that other milquetoast corporate Democrats support. You're running for Adam Schiff's seat, so how are you different in any meaningful way than Adam Schiff? Are you just going to support the same milquetoast incrementalist policies? I mean, it's just, this kind of shit irritates me. So this is not really a serious candidate, but because he's Topanga's boyfriend, well,
what's more irritating to me than that is that I'm hearing some people within my network saying that they're going to vote for Adam Schiff rather than Barbara Lee or Katie Porter. Now, Katie Porter has made some moves that I've been disappointed with. But I would definitely take Katie or Barbara over Adam Schiff. And are you all going to do this again? You're going to just keep putting these establishment conservative Democrats, DINOs, in place? I mean, that's an actual really progressive part of town. Do your jobs, y'all. Show up to the polls and vote for the progressives, because this is some fucking stupidity.
He's being taken seriously by the mainstream media. But yeah, positivity, it's great. It's great. Do you support maybe a girl for Schiff's seat? I mean, if maybe a girl is running for Schiff's seat, hell yeah. Over...
Yes, there is a female running, a girl. Give me a break. She's a woman. There is a woman running. She, I think, was part of maybe state assembly. I just can't remember her name right now. But my activist network already told me that there is a progressive female running in that race. So, Mike, look it up.
Cory, Ben is a shit lib. Well said, James from the internet. This is what an actual shit lib looks like. You know, all of the Jimmy Dore sycophants will run around.
No, we're not going to use that term. We're not children. We're not fucking children. Okay? So stop pulling up terms like shit libs, because all you're doing is pissing off the more moderate Democrats who we could potentially lobby to vote with us. Stop doing that bullshit, please.
Calling other lefties shit libs, but like this is quintessential shit libbery right here.
Oh, God,
where you have this dude, Topanga's boyfriend / husband, I can't remember how the show ended, the brother of Eric, student of Mr. Feeney, who is just fucking proposing not even the bare minimum. He doesn't even support Medicare for all. Fuck you. Maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on him. But,
Dude, no. I mean, like, he didn't even talk about what's going on in the district. Yes, you can make Medicare for all your barrier, right? Like, that's like your... Everybody's got to support this. But he is not talking about what specifically is happening in that district. And their most prevailing problem is homelessness. And he's not doing enough to address how do you house these people so that they're not posing a threat to the people on walking down the street. Like, you can't just like walk like I did. I walked all those streets and it was dangerous as fuck. And I am now permanently disabled. You have to address the homelessness crisis.
fuck you, Cory.
Yeah.
And fuck your wife too, Topanga. Didn't Cory's wife, Topanga, wasn't she involved in some weird-ass crypto scheme? I should look into that. Or her husband was? Let me see here. Topanga husband. Scandal? I don't know what there was something going on there. Oh, it was this weird-ass story. So, do you all remember this?
No.
God damn, the ad's taking up half the fucking screen. Okay. Viral Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp tail guy is actually married to Topanga from Boy Meets World, and the internet is losing it.
Okay.
Right. So, there's a dude who claimed that there was shrimp tails in his cereal. Why did I think that he was involved in a crypto scam, by the way? I just feel like maybe that's the go-to for celebrities nowadays. One fan guessed how the scenario would have played out on Boy Meets World. Cory Matthews would absolutely have found shrimp tails in his cereal and had no idea what to do with until Topanga showed up, a person wrote. That's stupid. I don't know if this turned out to be a hoax or anything like that, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
Topanga is married to the guy who... She's married to the guy who found shrimp tails in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh.
Well, you know what, Topanga? That's what you get for leaving Cory. You were a perfect couple and you fucked it up. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that's what's going on up in LA, y'all. Apparently the district goes all the way to West Hollywood. I was not aware that his district extended that far. Unless Cory is carpetbagging. I don't know what's happening here. But we do have at least 3 districts at this point in which we have vacuums, because those 3 congressional reps are running for U.S. Senate. It's Barbara Lee up in Berkeley, Adam Schiff up in LA, and Katie Porter down here by me. And so we have to fill those seats. Now, at least I have some confidence in Katie Porter's district getting filled by Dave Min. I think that we are ultimately going to coalesce behind Dave Min, because the other candidates have no governmental experience. Well, Harley Ruda does, but he's basically like a DINO supervillain. And now I remember it was John Kasich. He donated to John Kasich. He considers him a close friend. He helped him win at least one precinct in Orange County during the 2016 cycle. Harley Root is going to try again. And it's a terrible idea to try and re-elect that DINO. Especially when Dave Min's been endorsed by Katie Porter. I'm not saying that all of her endorsements are correct, because obviously she just endorsed Tammy Kim for Vine Mayor. That was a mistake. But Dave Min is a good dude. I've known him for years. I've known his wife for years. And he is not as progressive as me, but progressive enough. And especially for a purple district, right? But there is somebody, I just can't remember the name of the person. It was like a state assembly person. She does have government experience. She is running in that district. And she would, obviously she has the experience to get the job done. And she has the right policy positions. And this clown is just running because he was a celebrity. All right. Let's go. We're running into the next 2-year cycle. This is going to be a lot of fun.